Hello friends. Today I will tell you about 15 types of werewolves. A werewolf, also known as a werewolf wolf, is a common type of werewolf in Germanic mythology. According to popular beliefs, a werewolf is a human who, under the influence of a sorcerer, transforms into a wolf. It is important to note that the werewolf retains human consciousness and realizes his belonging to the species Homo sapiens sapiens, although outwardly he resembles an animal. The lupin, which is also a werewolf, is often confused with werewolves and considered to be just as savage. In France, lupins were called the little brothers of werewolves. They took on the guise of a human wolf and gathered at night in a cemetery where, howling at the moon, they communicated with each other in a language incomprehensible to humans. When the lupins were hungry, they would dig up graves and feed on the corpses. However, if someone disturbed them, such as a cemetery guard, they would quickly flee into the darkness. Kitsune are fox shifters in Japanese mythology. They are considered intelligent and cunning creatures, able to transform into humans like Tanuki. Kitsune are subordinate to Inari, the goddess of cereal plants. They possess clairvoyance, and some of them can become invisible. In Japan, there are Chinese legends of foxes that turn into beautiful girls and seduce young men. Like the Tanuki, foxes have statues, and there are especially many of them in Inari shrines. In Japanese homes, an image of a kitsune is also placed in an Netsuki special corner to ward off deception and lies that harmful people may bring. In Chinese tradition, foxes are closely associated with the dead, as they dig their dens near old and abandoned graves. Often a fox will adopt the surname of the clan in whose grave it lives, and even impersonate the dead. The connection with the dead, although not very strong, partly explains the malicious properties attributed to foxes. Both the fox and the soul of the deceased can take on human form and come into contact with the living. There are several kinds and names of kitsune. Bakemono kitsune, magical or demonic foxes such as Reiko, Kiko or Koryo. Intangible foxes. Byako, white fox. This is a good sign and usually serves as a messenger of the gods. Jinko, black fox. It is usually considered benevolent. Yako or Yakin, pretty much any fox, the same as a kitsune. Kiko is a spiritual fox, a type of Reiko. Koryo is a stalking fox, also a type of Reiko. Kuko or Kuyuko, air fox, a very harmful and vicious fox, occupying a place of honor in the pantheon along with Tengu. Najitsune, wild fox. This term is used to distinguish between good and bad foxes. Sometimes the Japanese use kitsune to refer to the good fox messenger Inari, and Najitsune to refer to foxes that harm and deceive people. However, they are not true demons, but rather mischievous, pranksters and tricksters. Their behavior is reminiscent of Loki from Scandinavian mythology. Reiko is a ghostly fox. Sometimes she is not on the side of evil, but she is definitely not good. Tengo, divine fox. They are a kitsune who has reached the age of 1,000 years. They usually have 9 tails and sometimes a golden pelt, and each can be either bad or wise and benevolent, like Inari's messenger. Sako is the red fox. She can be on the side of good or evil, like the kitsune. Tanuki badger werewolf. In Japanese mythology, Tanuki are badger werewolves or raccoon dogs. For the Japanese, they are popular characters in children's songs, fairy tales, and legends. Tanuki are known for their restlessness and not very high intelligence. They are constantly trying to play tricks on people, but to no avail. It is believed that Tanuki can transform into anything just by putting a leaf on their head. Some famous legendary Tanuki have their own temples and worship them, considering them gods. Neko cat shifter. Like Tanuki and foxes, cats are also believed to be able to transform into humans. They are usually considered to be kind creatures that help people. In myths and legends, they often appear as magical helpers to heroes. However, like foxes, cat girls can be very dangerous. In human form, they demonstrate superhuman flexibility, mobility, and cunning, while retaining their feline body coloring. Inu shape-shifting dog. Dogs are commonly worshipped as guardians and protectors. In temples, one can often see statues of comely new Korean dogs, which represent two dogs facing each other. One has a closed mouth and the other has an open mouth. These statues serve as protection from evil forces. Saru monkey shifter. Monkeys turn into humans and take on the appearance of elderly and intelligent people, but their behavior can be a bit odd. They are very fond of company and often rescue people to socialize with them. However, they easily fall into anger but quickly come to their senses. Saru crane shifter. Saru very rarely turn into humans. In human form, they are kind, sweet, beautiful creatures with wise eyes. They often take on the guise of wandering monks and travel to help those in need. They do not tolerate violence. Nezumi rat werewolf. In human form, Nezumi look like small and ugly people without any moral principles. They have an excellent sense of smell and sight and can become spies and assassins. Kumo shape-shifting spider. A very rare creature that can take on two guises. In their normal form, they look like huge spiders comparable in size to humans, with red eyes and sharp stingers on their legs. But they are also capable of taking the form of beautiful women with cold beauty, who trap men and devour them. Kokiteno werewolf. Werewolves from Japanese mythology who are able to possess the bodies of humans. They are able to possess and control the bodies of humans. Rakshasas tiger werewolf are demonic beings, hostile to people and constantly causing them harm. They originated in Indian mythology. Rakshasas are great masters of illusions, and with their help they gain the trust of their victims and then attack them. However, they have their own code of honor, and they are ready to fight an opponent in a fair fight if they are sure of their victory. War is a favorite pastime for them, and victory is a great honor. They also have a wide arsenal of abilities, and each Rakshasa possesses magic on the level of a very powerful mage. They are virtually invulnerable to most but the most powerful spells. Arispo lynx werewolf. A female werewolf from Slavic mythology, capable of transforming into a lynx. Sometimes she is depicted with a woman's or bird's head. This werewolf is described in a Russian folk tale recorded by Afanasiev. At a spirit werewolf bees. depicted as a small animal with one eye on the forehead and one tooth in the mouth, or a person with a special mouth located under the jaw. Ada can take the form of a child, a dog, or an inflated bubble. Berolic werewolf bear. Unlike the werewolf, which is originally a human, and the fox, which is originally an animal, the bear can be both animal and human at the same time. In Northern folklore, the mythical story of a girl who falls into the forest and becomes the wife of a bear is widespread. Children from such marriages are born werewolves. That is, they are both bears and humans at the same time. In Russian fairy tales, the bear can be both a non-speaking but understanding beast, an enemy of man, and a werewolf who can speak with a human voice and has omniscience and omnipotence for punishment and mercy.